Coach, there's obviously no way to simulate that type of game, that type of environment with those type of stakes for your group to come out the way in which it did. Just how proud are you of them?
So proud of them. I don't. There's not really a lot of words for it. You talk about a group who has been up, been down, battled back, resilient. We say all the words, all the cliche words that we want, but they showed it. They proved it. Big stakes. They took it in their own hands and played together, played the right way. Our fans were freaking amazing, like incredible. Like just our fan base, our support for this group. It's something they should be proud of, and it's something they should enjoy, and they should embrace who they are as a group and not shy away from it.
When Wendell Carter was available today, but you started with Jonathan Isaac at the 5, what went into that decision, and just obviously how much of an impact did J.I. have today?
You watched it live. I think it says so much about this group and who they are. Guys stepping in no matter what they're asked to do or what position they're supposed to be in. Not normal rotations for these guys, doesn't matter. It's about the team. It's about the group. It's about by doing it by committee, and that's what you saw today.
Jamal, when did it click in? It seemed they pushed at the beginning with a lot of energy. Milwaukee pushed right back and took the lead, 30-22 in the first quarter. But then all of a sudden it clicked in. Like all of a sudden they really believed in themselves. When did that click in by what you feel?
With this group, I think this is what we continue to talk about, like gaining experience through these different type of games. So if you go back and you look at, say, the Sacramento game, right, it didn't click in. You look at the Clippers game, it might not have clicked in. So you have to go through these things so you understand in this moment what you have to do, the way in which you have to play, the time you need to learn to finish a game out and continue to push. And that's what they did. And so learning through these games by the experience that we've had all year, all 82, and, it showed up tonight when we needed it the most.
Jamal, when this organization drafted Paolo 2 summers ago, they expected and hoped for performances like this in a game like this, 26, 11, 7 assists. Just how special was it to A, to watch that performance, but B, just confirm once again that choice to make him the centerpiece of this franchise?
He's special. I'll keep saying it over and over and over again. The young man is special because of the way he just wants to win, finding ways to win, whatever that looks like. I talked to him at one of the points, just saying, I'm going to keep you going and let him go into that fourth quarter, which we hadn't done. And he accepts it, wants it, and is going to try to make and do the right thing throughout the game. So for us to understand who he is and what he's done, it's in good hands because of the type of young man he is.
You kind of mentioned it earlier, but one of the main talking points this season for you on this team was looking at their maturity level, how it's progressed throughout the season. How did it maybe, that attitude, that level of focus come to fruition, not getting rattled by a big moment like this?
Because of the experience we've been throughout the year, where we may have gotten away from ourselves and the things that we've done, and I don't think they did that tonight. I thought they were poised. I thought they were patient. I thought they did a great job of understanding the moment, but knowing that what we were going to do it defensively first, and then offensively let it flow and keep trusting each other. And they trust each other. They hit some big shots. They made some big passes, some big plays, but it was our defense that sparked everything from our offensive side of the floor.
Jamal, are you able to describe the scene that just was happening in the locker room with some Gatorade flowing, I think? And
You see, I changed my outfit. And they should. And they should. And this group should. This fan base should. This organization should. From ownership, down to every person that's put in the work for this group because of how much they care. And so they should celebrate this moment. They should embrace this moment. And I'm not going to talk about, hey, we got to get locked in for this. Right now, we're going to enjoy this because they deserve to.
Coach, just to revisit the decision to start Jonathan, it was determined just before the game that Wendell could play, but you were a little uncertain about how many minutes or why. What dictated the decision to start J.I.?
Well, I just think that, the last time we played them, we watched what, Bobby Portis had done and the way they were starting with their lineup. So we did a couple of adjustments here with them. And I just thought our guys did a very good job of accepting the adjustments that we made and not being sure if Wendell was going to go. And it's not always easy to pull a guy at the last minute to change up what you've already game planned for. And so Wendell, understanding that situation, was great about it. Just like all the other guys were fantastic, whether they played 3 minutes, no minutes, or 39 minutes. That's what this group is going to continue to be about. For us to be successful, it's going to be by committee on any given night.
Coach, it looked like Wendell was going to check into that game about 4 or 5 minutes into that second quarter. You pull him back, and then you get him out there for those 2 minutes.
That's the power of this group. I was getting ready to put him in. He said, "Jonathan's going. Let him go." That's the power of a group. That's the power of this team. So when we can talk about it all day long and say by committee, it sounds great. But when a guy is willing to check in the game and then another guy's going and he's helping things and our flow is going, as a coach, I just need to shut up and let them do what they're supposed to do.
Plus 27 after that.
Unbelievable. That's the power of this group.
Coach, congratulations. I'm sure you would like to clinch the playoffs a couple games ago, but is it almost better that it happened this way? And what does it mean to win and end game for this group?
It's better now. Yeah. Like those 3 games, no, they weren't. But you're right. And we talked about it with the group about, what we've had 3 and 4 game 7s. We've had 3 game 7s. You go in Charlotte, you don't get it done. You come back, you get 1. You go into Houston, you don't get it done. You play Milwaukee, you don't get it done. You come back again. That's what this group had to learn to do, to understand and talk about the 76ers, how close you were. So to understand what you have to do in those moments, now the lesson, you hope it's learned, and we're going to be in some tight ones again, which is good. But now they understand what they have to do and what they're capable of doing. But it's part of experience that a group has to go through in order to learn these lessons.
Thank you, Coach Mose.
Thank you, guys.
J.I., you can't simulate that type of environment with those type of stakes. For your group to come out the way in which it did today, how proud are you of them and pleased with your group's effort?
Yeah, for us being such a young team, it really does speak to our maturity, especially with, the last few games that we've had. We've struggled. And so when the rubber meets the road and everything is hanging on this game about where we're going to seed and all the different stuff, for us to respond in this way after going to Milwaukee and losing, having a tough loss, to do this, it really speaks to who this team is and our maturity, our growth, and our ability to really put it together when it matters.
Franz, just describe the celebration in the locker room and just how much of a relief is this?
Yeah, it means a lot to everybody, I think. We looked at this as a do or die game. Most guys haven't been in the playoffs. Most guys that are on the team, they were in 20-win seasons and stuff like that. So I think it means a lot to everybody. Obviously to the coaching staff too, new coaching staff that came in 3 years ago, and I think it means a lot, to the whole group. And I think it's good to enjoy this today, but also know that we don't just want to make the playoffs. So I think it was a lot of fun today, and hopefully we can have more games like that.
Franz, you guys started off with a lot of energy. Had a good start. Milwaukee pulled ahead, just similar to the other games that happened. When did everything kind of sink in that aha moment where you guys really believed in yourselves and pulled it together? Because you didn't trail in any of the other quarters of the game.
I think you win these important games. There's never like one point where you believe you're going to game, believing that you win the game, and it's just possession by possession. And then obviously in that fourth quarter we were able to go on a big run, but that just happened because we stayed locked in the moment. And I think that's got to be our approach from here on out. You can see that they scored 12 points in the second quarter. Once our defense really locked in, I think that's when we got the lead, and got a better rhythm offensively too.
Franz, after the game, there was a moment where Mo ran over and gave you a big hug, and you guys celebrated. I imagine making the playoffs, this moment, is something you guys have dreamed about for a long time, dating back to your college days, back to high school. To share this with Mo, how special is that?
I mean, it's super special. We grew up, waking up at 3 a.m. to watch guys like Damian Lillard play in playoff games, and just first thing in the morning, watch the highlights and stuff like that. So for us to compete against these guys and not be in the playoffs too, it means a lot. And just especially super cool, obviously with my brother. But I think the whole group, I think we're a super tight group, and I'm happy for everybody.
Hey, Jonathan, can you take us through the decision for you to start? That must have come just before game time, right? How did that come about? What was the dialogue there?
It came yesterday, and so I think Dale had been struggling with his back. He had to come out of the game before, and so we had a practice, and coach told me I'd be starting.
Jonathan, question for you. You've played back-to-back games of 25 or more minutes for the first time since 2019. You've been playing some minutes at the 5 and doing it very well. How do you feel physically kind of going into the playoffs, and do you expect to play a little bit more of the 5 against the Cavs?
Well, the playing time and all that stuff is up to coach. I feel fantastic. I feel great. I feel like I'm in a really good place, so just keep moving forward with it.
Your Rookie of the Year celebration, you said playoffs are bust, and people were like sort of taken aback by that. You expected this. What does it mean to clinch the spot today?
It means a lot. I think we all expected it. After last year, we felt like we were good enough to make that jump to this year. So it was just a team-wide expectation, and we're sitting here now. So I think we're all proud.
Yeah, one for you. You were talking about how young this team is. Can you compare the feeling? I mean, when you guys made the playoffs, 2019 or something, does this feel different because this team seems to be more on an upper trajectory? Or?
Yeah, it definitely feels different. I think just the energy, just the excitement with these guys, it definitely feels, and it's present time right now. I can't really go back and reimagine those feelings, but it feels pretty darn good right now. So I'll take this one.
Paolo, Jamal was saying earlier that today felt kind of like a Game 7. There were a couple other scenarios this week that kind of felt like Game 7s. How does getting the win during this give you good momentum heading into the playoffs?
I think it's huge to get a win. We knew what came with the win, so we just wanted to put forth our best effort. And, now we got time to plan for our opponent.
Franz, you got off to a little bit of a slow start individually, but what kind of changed in the second quarter to spark your offensive game going and get everyone else going? How important was just kind of getting the defense locked in to get everything kind of moving in the right direction again tonight?
Yeah, I think the defense is really important for us, but like I said before, I think nothing really changed. We just stayed with it, and I stayed with it too. And normally the game rewards you when you stay like that and stay confident, and I think we did a really good job with that today.
That's kind of been a characteristic all season. Where does that come from? That poise to be able to bounce back and kind of keep grinding your way. That's not something you typically see from a young team.
I think it's part of everybody's character on the team. We talk a lot about that, about being composed and staying poised, and obviously for a young team, for guys maybe that haven't been in that position, I think it's especially important to do that. And like I said, I think it starts with everybody individually. I think that's part of everybody's character.
J.I., during that second quarter, the end of that second quarter, it looked like Wendell was going to check in for you with about 5-6 minutes to go, and then he moves away from the scorer's table, and he said, and Coach told us earlier that, no, J.I.'s got this, and he came in about 2 minutes later, and then that stretch of the game was super important. How does it feel to have your teammates' trust in a moment like that, and does that strengthen the team moving forward to what's coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing. I didn't even know that. And so it speaks to who Wendell is and his commitment to this team. And then he came in and, did his thing and gave us a huge boost. I think it was plus 27 in just 5 minutes or something like that. 14 minutes. But it felt like that first 5-minute stretch, he was absolutely fantastic. And so, kudos to him for that, and, we'll get him back moving forward.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys.